welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Ayelet, and in this account we share about Montessori at home, in our home. We've been practicing Montessori from birth with my now 17-month-old son. So today I'm going to be talking about our Montessori-inspired functional kitchen. The functional kitchen is it looks like a play kitchen, but it actually works. It has running water, and he prepares food on it and stuff like that. And it also stores his utensils, which I will show you all of that. So the Montessori-inspired functional kitchen is absolutely not a Montessori must. We like it for a number of reasons, which I'm going to get into. The reason it's popular in Montessori homes is because it allows children to work in a space that's smaller and really at their size. My son also uses a learning tower, which is like a stool at countertop. But having the functional kitchen is a really nice way for him to be able to work at his level, also to store all his stuff and to access water whenever he wants it. Our functional kitchen was my son's first birthday gift from my mom, so she did the whole remodel. I'll show you the base of what it started with and how much she's changed it. But that was what she gave him for his first birthday. So we introduced the kitchen right at his first birthday, and I found that was really a perfect time for him, because he was really starting to be interested in water and interested in all those sort of things and starting to do some things in the kitchen, and he definitely does a lot more now. And now he also sets a table and does stuff like that from his little kitchen. But I felt like that was a good time to get started with it, to start with the access to water and things like that. So that's a bit about our journey on the kitchen. Some reasons we love our functional kitchen is we have a little kitchen. It's quite small. I mean, we live in New York City. And for New York City standards, it's not tiny, but it's definitely on the smaller side, and my husband and I like to cook a lot. So since we cook so much, we have a lot of stuff. We have, different like things for cooking, but we use, and these are not just extra things sitting around. These are really things that we use on a very regular basis, appliances and stuff. So because we have these appliances and things, we don't really have the option of just emptying out a cabinet to give him. That is something I see recommended all the time on Montessori accounts, saying you don't need a functional kitchen, just use a cabinet. For us, it's way easier to have a functional kitchen. We have a small space sort of in our entryway right next to the kitchen where we can put the kitchen and it fits, versus we have absolutely no extra cabinet space. So that's a reason we really love our functional kitchen. And again, because we have limited space, we also have limited counter space. So if all of us are cooking together, which does happen, one of my favorite things, something I love about Montessori and about raising my son this way, is that we do cook together as an entire family. But because we do that, and because we don't have a huge countertop, sometimes that means that it can be really helpful for him to have the extra space of the countertop on his kitchen. And he'll use that to prepare food there. So that's a bit about why we love it. Really, it's about the extra space, the fact that there's accessibility of water at all times, which I would want to offer anyway in some way, this accessibility. But what that would look like might be a little bit different if, we didn't have the functional kitchen. I guess we'd have a dispenser. That's just, that'd be another thing to put it somewhere else. So this really sort of is our best use of space. It stores everything, which I'm going to show exactly how we store everything in it. So here, without further ado, here's the functional kitchen. I'm going to give you a tour of it and talk a bit about some of the choices we made in it.
So today's video is all about our functional kitchen. Here's a look at my son cutting mushrooms in the functional kitchen.
You can see the sink is actually dirty right now, and that's because before he cut the mushrooms, he washed them in that sink.
Here you can see the base that we started with. It's from IKEA and it's for a play kitchen. So it has this fake stove, for example. It has, obviously storage, but it's meant to be used for fake food. And it has no running water, anything like that. This is a great base to start with because it's affordable and easy to customize. And here you can see a remodeled version of the kitchen that includes different colored paint, subway tiles, running water, and things like that. So I'm going to go through and give you a tour. Here you can see plates, and we store silverware and bowls down here. It says one bowl there and a few plates. And then on this side, on top, it's just these little bins that I'll show you later, a glass of water, straw cups on the bottom, and a cloth to wipe up spills. I keep extra pitchers and cups up on top. He can't reach that, but it's good storage. There's a little colander there that we use. Over here, he has some cleaning supplies. He has this mop and he has a little dustpan and broom, and those are accessible for him to take as well. Those hooks are just stick-on hooks for the supplies. Here you can see that he has actual running water in the kitchen. We made a few intentional choices here. One is using the canister instead of having a pump from underneath, and the other is having the sink not drain. So the sink not draining one, we've reconsidered sometimes about whether we should switch that. We have decided not to for now, and we just empty it each time. So we have this little brush here for him to wash vegetables, and he has a little cup on the side. So I'm going to show you how we switch this out. We pull it out. It's a pretty tight fit, but that's good because he can't get it out. And then we refill it that way. And the sink also comes out to be emptied. So we decided we did not want to lose space underneath for either a water pump or for the drain. So that's why we decided to do it that way. So I showed you those bins underneath the sink. So we can put them where the cutting board goes. They can be used for soaking vegetables or fruits or for sensory play as well in there. So they just go into the spot where the cutting board goes and where the fake stove was in the original kitchen. So this is not part of his functional kitchen, but I thought I would show you that he has one drawer as well in the main kitchen that had some of the stuff that I don't give him access to like all the time. So this includes cutters and whisks and spoons like that. So this is stuff he's not using, every time he eats or anything, but we're using it when we're cooking. So you see the crinkle cutter, you see the little knives, you see that's a wooden knife. So we have a few different knives there, and that's his egg slicer. And then in the back, there are some popsicle molds and some measuring cups. So those things he uses for baking, but isn't using just as frequently as everything in the functional kitchen. Here's a bit of the functional kitchen in action. He's filling up a drink of water. So we've worked a lot on turning off the water. He doesn't often do it right away now, but he's gotten used to the idea of that being part of the routine. And here he is taking out a plate. So I will tell him we are going to eat, and he'll take out a plate, and he brings it over to the table and puts it up on the table. And he does the same thing for spoons and forks. He goes and gets them, he knows where they are, and walks them over to the table and sets the table like that. So that's something I love about the functional kitchen, is it just gives him access to these things. And here he is working on the functional kitchen. He's cutting up pears here. And it's really nice when sort of our counters are full, we're doing a bigger cooking project, that he has a little more counter space down at his level here. This day, actually, he just decided he wanted to work at the functional kitchen instead of on the counter, which happens sometimes. So he has the option of either working space. A bit about some of the aesthetic changes we made. You can see that we put in subway tiles. So those are actually real tiles. There are peel and stick options, but my mom, when she designed this, decided to use real tiles instead. She also painted the whole thing in this blue and put the gold star on the front. So she also put on this faux countertop, which is a stick-on contact paper marble countertop. So she put that onto the original wood one and put on these brass fixtures instead of the original fixtures. So those are some of the aesthetic changes. You can also see here that she painted the sink into a brass color, and she covered that with, I think, is it epoxy, which I have in a blog post that I will link as well. All of the links to all of this stuff. But she covered it so that it would be safe for use for food, but we painted it brass so that it matches the rest of it. So that's a tour of our functional kitchen, both the aesthetics as well as the functionality of it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And if you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more about Montessori and our home. Thank you and have a nice day.